What's up, guys? This is the Living the Dream podcast. I'm Sam, and today we've got a special guest. Well, not necessarily a guest, an old host, the coordinator of chaos, the man of misdirection, Josiah Jemison, the fellow that used to be by my side and is now like across the state, it seems like. But we've got some new information, some new updates, stuff going on in your life. Man, tell us where you been. What have you been doing? Where the fuck have you been?
I feel like you just brought me on. I feel like I'm reality TV. I should say that. So I don't want to plug any names, but I feel like you brought me on reality TV. Yeah, definitely. It feels, both of us, we used to live in the same town, and being able to do the podcast with each other made it a lot easier, because we were just a short drive away. And then I think it was, I think quite me, you, and Tegan. I mean, it got down to that point of it was like we all were like, okay, we buy houses or we continue to do what we were doing.
Yeah.
What?
Or we rent forever. And
yeah.
And I don't think one of us were satisfied with any of that. So
no. And so, I mean, he looked where he did. I found a house where I did, and you found a house where you did. And so I kind of,
none of us are really in close proximity to either of each other.
No, it takes me. So if I was to go to Tegan's house, it takes me. So technically, we're only 8 miles the way the crow flies, but it's all dirt roads,
right?
So it takes 30 to 35 minutes to get to his house.
No shit.
Because you can't on those roads, the way they turn and everything, you can't go over 30 or else you're going into the ditch. And then if you get on the highway or if you get on the main road and take the main road out and take the highway and go down, it's so far out of the way and back over. It's still the same amount of time.
Right.
It's the same amount of time, but you can choose to do 30 miles an hour and go 8 miles or whatever. Which the roads, also even the paved roads, are horrible. Right. So when you're driving,
so it's like Coweta, but
worse.
Oh shit!
Way worse. Way worse. If a cop has to chase somebody, you might as well just go ahead and give them a new cop car. Is kind of is the thought of how bad they are.
Core supports, radiators, it's all going to hell.
Pretty much. Yeah, definitely not lowered car people out here.
Truck country.
But speaking of, I just was in Coweta tonight.
Yeah.
Had to go give my dump truck drivers and stuff some, well, not mine, but the company that I use, I had to go give those guys some money and was hanging out at their shop, helping them out with their trucks, was actually changing out some brakes and stuff. Yeah, pulling the tires off and giving them a hand.
Yeesh.
But, yeah, it was fun. I'd never done it before, so I kind of was like, oh, this is how it all works. That's kind of cool.
Right. Don't want to do that again.
Right. I was like, yeah, this is heavy as crap.
Yeah.
And
it's one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, those old guys, they were yanking some stuff off, and I was like, man, that's heavy. I was like, they were putting the drums back on.
Right.
After we'd gotten done doing, we did new, so I guess it's an S-Pen or whatever they call it, and it rolls, the way the airbags work, blah, blah. You can watch a YouTube video on it.
There you go.
But it's funny. This old guy, he's like 50 something, and closer to 60, I should say. And I was like, man, have you seen those guys use dollies to put those brake drums on? Because I know everybody's seen those on online and whatever.
On the
and he goes, yeah. He goes, how did he say it? Basically, I was like, have you seen him? He goes, yeah, I've seen it. He goes, those guys are pussies. Like,
so one could say that he's an old head at the brake replacement process.
Possibly. He's just an old head in general. But he's wanting to sell out.
Yeah.
He was like, today we were working on his truck. He goes, I don't mind being in the truck. I hate working on it.
Right.
And he was like, you should buy me out. And I'm like, I don't want to be in a truck. It's like, and I don't want to manage a trucking company.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of work in itself. I couldn't imagine trying to do any of that stuff. So I think we left off the I don't know if it was the last time you were on the podcast, but at least the last significant point was you were trying to get your contractor's license. You were kind of stepping away from the podcast. So where are you at now?
So got my contractors. Actually, I can point here.
Whoop, whoop.
Can point here. I think I can see if I pull it off the wall what it does. So that can, well, I don't know if my camera is reversing it.
We're gonna have
But
to block out your address so nobody tries to dox you.
oh geez, yeah. But yeah, so I got that, passed my contractors, peeped the Bucky shirt. I call it my lucky Buckies. So I wore that with me, but took the test, got my contractors. I was working for a company then. I had worked for them for almost 5 years and was actually going to go out on my own, and had the truck, had the trailer, got all this stuff set up. And kind of life does these amazing things about continuing to move forward regardless of kind of what you want to do. Right. And so ended up housing market kind of got into a position where it was like, all right, it's kind of looking like a good, it's like, all right, interest rates aren't going down, might as well just go ahead and buy a house.
Right.
And I think at that point it was like, well, we buy a house now and stomach it, and then if interest rates ever do drop, at least we can,
at least we can always refinance, but you can't.
Right. We can look at refinancing, because I've got 10 acres where I'm at.
Right.
And so it's like finding the 10 acres and the house that I did for the price that I did. If I was to buy anywhere else relative to the Tulsa area, I was looking at, 300 is kind of what I wanted.
Right.
And, found kind of just this perfect little nook of an area. And, this is home base for starting to really grow my company. I'm not full-time on it yet. I should say technically I work a full-time job and I'm full-time employed at my company. So I actually got an opportunity to work for a company. They are using my contractors right now. So what I'm doing is, basically I'm not moonlighting, but
right.
building. Oh, there's my coffee. You might have to clip that part.
That's fine.
That was fast. Thank you. She's in her Western robe.
Woo-woo.
Peep my mug.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna start waking up here in a minute.
So just so you guys know, I texted Joe
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago, and was like, "Hey, you want to record a podcast?" He's like, "Bro, I just got home." And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Now, mind you, it's does it show what time it is right now?
It's 9:30 at night.
so you texted me after 9 and said, "Hey, want to do a podcast?" And I'm like, I've been working all day.
Fuck. Yeah. But hey, this is pretty much a summary of our relationship. Is like your spontaneity is what caused this podcast.
It's crazy to think about. I mean,
right?
It's exciting to look back, because in all honesty, when I started to step back, I started putting all my time and energy into really focusing on, okay, what can I do to grow as who I am? Because I knew for myself I was going to have to go through some growing pains of, I can't really be this crazy ass nut job anymore and just laugh. I've got to be able to sit in a meeting without making a joke about how someone's stupid.
Are you saying that you had to grow up?
I was forced to grow up. But I was never a Disney kid, and I'm not a Disney adult. Those people scare me. But
yeah, no, it is pretty cool though to be, it's pretty much a year out from, me being here. It's a couple of weeks past, but
Has it really been?
yeah, it's really been a year.
Oh my gosh.
Like I was looking at memories on Snap from us like swinging the pool table onto the deck with a crane to slide it into the house here a week or
Really?
so ago. Yeah, no, it's crazy, dude.
Oh my gosh.
So so I mean it's a year from us moving up to here to, you know, our home base. And man, there's been a lot of change here, a lot of change of the podcast. You know, we've tried to seek out guests, and
I just noticed your shirt. I just noticed the shirt.
yeah.
Oh man, that's pimping.
So we got the Living the Dream podcast shirt, which this is a $25 shirt if you want it. It's a blue collar button up shirt, and then hold on here.
Shameless plug.
Yep, shameless plug. We got the oh, come on,
More,
you bitch. There you go.
there it is. It looks professional, dude. I like it.
Yes.
What's the new logo? I haven't seen the. Now, for anybody listening to the podcast, if this just shows you how long I've been out of the loop, I wasn't even thinking about living the dream. I have not thought about it in, according to Sam, probably over a year, because I've just been so focused on, you know,
well, you've had
doing it.
life.
Bought a house, started a company, and what is it? Get married in 4 days.
Yeah.
And you know, it's definitely wow. You're really bringing some stuff back for me. I'm like, holy crap! Like I have been going really, you know, I've been going hard in the paint, and honestly, I haven't even been thinking about it. Haven't realized how hard I was going, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I guess I should say, too, now I'm at a point where, you know, now that we can do this phone stuff, now that you've got this phone stuff, let's do some more of these. Maybe I can come back a little bit more, but it's definitely...
No, this has been one of those deals. It's a growth of the podcast, too. It's enabled us to reach out. Like, we had the phone-in interviews and stuff like that. And that was a huge milestone for the podcast as well, having guests on like that. But, you know, now we've got, you know, the video capability, and I can do video calls, and the editing, the sound quality, all of the stuff is so much easier with Riverside. And this is not sponsored by any means, but if you want to, I'm not ashamed of it. But I'm a huge fan and this is one of the things that I talked about in the podcast with the Scott Townsend show, which we'll, you know, up there, we'll put it over there. The Scott Townsend show episode where we talked about some of the struggles of the podcast. Like, nobody really thinks about how much goes into, like, oh yeah, it's just somebody sits down in front of a camera and a microphone for a little while and they yak, and then ta-da, they post it to the internet.
I mean, if you think, I mean, you know, obviously you've been the one that kind of, you know, whenever me and Tegan stepped back, it was kind of like, hey, you know, we're letting you, you know, take off on this, and we want to support you and help you out. It's just like both of us kind of, we knew that when we started buying a house and starting to, and even you experienced the same thing where you had to kind of relax a little bit.
Oh yeah, it was like 4 or 5 months to where there was crickets.
Yeah, because it just was, you know, life.
Yeah,
it just got, you know, buying a house ain't easy.
No,
I should say that buying a house ain't easy. It seems all rainbows and cherries, but.
No, there's a lot that goes into it, and then once you get the house, getting the house is pretty simple. I mean, not really. Once you get the house done, and you're like, oh, all of the stress is over with. Hell no. Now you got to pack up all of your shit that you've had in boxes and shoved in corners, and you find out just exactly how much crap you have that you have.
I know. And then also having a Duramax, it takes forever to get it somewhere.
It didn't take me near as long as it would have with, you know, the 6.0 over there. Go ahead and talk your shit.
That's okay. I guess I should say, yeah, truck update. I bought a 6.0. I bought an F350 dually.
Yep.
And to be quite honest, I don't care if people are faster. I love that truck. To be honest, I enjoy driving that truck so much.
Well, see, faster's not so much the problem. It's that when you're sitting on the side of the road waving at them as they go by, that's the problem with the 6.
So I will say, that was the one thing a lot of people said is, oh, I've heard all this bad stuff. However, when Tegan got his truck and riding in Tegan's truck and seeing it, I kind of was like, God, I really like this.
Right.
Just the seats, the leather. I should say too, my price point, I didn't want to spend what you spend on the Duramax. And
yeah, I spent a lot more
because
on that.
if I had, I got mine for $13,000.
Yeah, I spent a lot more than you did.
But
mine came with a warranty. Yours did not. So
mine did not. Mine came with my diesel mechanic lives 30 minutes away from me. So I will say I've only had the truck. Technically, I've only had the truck break down on me once, and when it broke down, it was for any of the guys that know 6.0s, it was an IPR sensor. And basically what had happened is it was an original sensor to the truck. Bought the truck with 188,000 miles on it, which is partially the reason why I was willing to buy it.
Right.
Bought it with 188,000 miles. Had good, almost brand new, didn't have stock tires. It had 35s on stock rims. It's a 4-door long bed dually. But that little IPR deal had, so it's had an EGR delete or whatever. I'm not a fully, it's been deleted. I should say that.
There you go.
It's been deleted. It's straight piped. It's been studded, studded head gaskets.
Oh, okay.
It has, I actually have
the bulletproofing done to it already.
It's been completely bulletproofed. It has, actually the Banks Monster kit. Okay. So it has the Banks intake. It's got Banks tubing. It's got the Banks intercooler. It's got the Banks radiator. Like all this stuff that I figured out after I bought it. I was like, wow, this truck has a lot of crap done to it.
Okay.
Come to find out, I think I'm the third owner of this truck. If I'm looking at everything correct, because I have receipts all the way back to the purchase date of the truck. I have a full. Let me look at my desk right here. Yeah. Here's a full package of all the receipts dating back from when the truck was first bought to the kid that bought it off of him to now the one that I own, or to now I own it.
Right on.
That's everything from oil changes, tire changes. He took it all to the dealership every time, all that stuff, which is partially why whenever I was shown that as well, I kind of was like, this might be a little bit better than buying some 6.0 that's been completely rampaged on by a freaking teenager.
Right.
But, she sounds good. She pulls everything I need to. I've got a fuel cell, L-shaped fuel cell with a toolbox in the back that I've wired up the fuel pump with. I don't know if you remember the back rack. It was on my Dodge for a little bit, and then Tegan had it on his truck for a little bit.
Bought off of you, and then is it back? Is it on the back of the Ford now?
So it's on the back of the Ford.
Oh, right.
So if you kind of can remember that, have you've seen it in person? Because I drove it out to Josh's, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. I've lost my right side hubcap, so I gotta get a new one of those. If you ever tried to price those out, good Lord, for what they are.
Here, hold on.
Yes, definitely. Let's see. But with all that stuff doing to it, I am still, I'm still cautious. I don't beat on it.
And I honestly, so like I know a lot of people talk crap about the 6.0s, and I don't know dick about them, to be completely honest with you. Like my first truck was a fucking Duramax in the diesel realm, and
right.
I bought it with a warranty because, AKA, it was my first truck in the diesel realm, and I don't know anything about diesels, so I wanted at least a security blanket. But I really feel like the 6.0s can be a decent truck. I mean, if you're just not beating the shit out of them, then
so I've owned a 6.0 for, call it 8 months now, I think is the total amount of time that I've owned one. And like I said, the only time it's broke down on me is
a technology piece of shit.
It was a sensor piece that caused the computer to not want the engine to run because it couldn't read something correctly.
Well, that sounds like any other diesel truck that's basically, what year is your truck?
2006.
Yeah, so there you go. So basically anything after like 2005, if it's got an electronic sensor on it, it's going to screw you in some way, shape, or form.
It was and it was $500 for a sensor, screw and sensor. Because I did.
Don't have the freaking deaf bullshit that I do still. Like it's going away. Like the government juice. Yeah, as soon as the warranty's gone, government juice is gone.
Apparently, that stuff helps the grass grow really well.
It helps the grass grow really well.
Hey.
Oh, well, look at
Long time no see. I know, it's been forever.
Service and everything. Hot dog.
I know. I'm gonna have to tell Morgan to bring me some more coffee. I don't have any beer.
That was aggressive.
Man, we're a PG podcast.
Bullshit. He said, "Man, we're a PG podcast."
This is a little blue collars episode, man.
Oh, okay, whatever. You're letting all my bought air out. Close the door, you freaking heathen.
Did you say hot air?
My bought air.
Bought air.
paid for air conditioning, you know.
Hey, has that cold front moved in over in your area?
Fuck yeah, it has. It's colder than hell in here. I got the heater on up there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And that says something. When my ass has got the heater on, that means it's cold, okay?
I should say Morgan closed. We've had the windows
degrees.
open on the house. We've had the windows open on the house for the past 2 weeks. Like, haven't touched the thermostat. And
it's been nice.
Dude, it's been perfect.
Yeah.
And except for today, I had to get underneath the house today. Freaking got soaking wet.
No, thank you.
And I should say too, it was a brand new mobile home. It had no siding on it and brand new plastic underneath. It was just water.
Oh, okay.
From the rain, so I still had to crawl underneath. And I've been doing a lot of work on mobile homes, and you should. Yeah, don't buy a mobile home. But back to the 6.0 stuff. So that IPR sensor, I bought that. Literally had Tegan screwed in, and just plugged the pin in. Truck was like fired right off.
Right on.
What is it? I do have the typical glow plug problem. Every single glow plug is out on the truck. But
so how do you work around that? Because isn't that how diesels start? Is it with the glow plugs, or do you just have to wait longer?
Technically, it's just wait longer. So those videos you see online that was just like, and they're just like puffing smoke, taking forever to start.
Okay.
And you typically see snow or something outside. That's typically because the glow plugs. The glow plugs are there to help assist initial combustion to get it going.
Got it.
So that way it can warm up.
Cylinder temperature up.
Right.
Got it.
Raises the temperature so it helps the combustion.
Got it.
But really, I haven't had, I bought it right at the end of winter, and, going into winter now, I haven't needed it. It started up great.
Bro, I'm really hoping that the meteorologist guys are wrong about this year, but we've had so much rain, especially like up here. Like my grass is still green.
Oh, really?
Yes. No, it's
still growing.
I'm going to have to mow again in October.
I don't have any grass. Did you know I haven't had any grass since I bought this property?
Right.
Because there's so many.
I knew that but you had so many trees.
I've done a lot of clearing, or I should say I have a buddy of mine that did a lot of clearing. A lot of.
Jaden?
Yeah. So if you pulled up now.
Black, what's his
Black Spur Properties.
There you go, Black Spur Properties. If you're in the Oklahoma area, look him up on Facebook, Black Spur Properties.
Facebook. He also is he's currently working on getting his welding rig set up too, so he's adding welding and everything to that as well.
There you go.
But he came out to the house, did a lot of clearing for me. But there's still just tons of it. I'm gonna rent a skid steer with a mulcher head.
Heck yeah.
But what else? I mean, besides that, the truck, the only, I made it back into town. I took the truck. I've taken that truck to Florida. I've taken that truck to Texas.
That's true. I forgot. You have.
I drove
the hell out of that truck.
I've long hauled the hell out of that truck. I've put, I mean, in terms of miles, it's probably not a whole lot because I do drive a van and other stuff. Um, but I mean, I drove it all the way down.
To Florida and back is what, 1,200 miles?
I think so. To the spot we went, I think it was 1,400 from there and back.
There you go.
Well, I should say too, on the way down, like drove the truck down there. We drove the truck. We took the long scenic route.
Yeah.
So went down through Alabama, went to we went and saw New Orleans, went to Bourbon Street. You know, I took a wrong turn and drove the dually down Bourbon Street. That was interesting. Everybody kind of was looking like, what the heck is this massive thing doing down here?
The fuck is this honky doing?
Yes. So drove that. It did perfect in Florida. I put it in
It's like
first time.
Voice, dense air. Turbos love all of that shit.
Put it in 4-wheel drive for the first time in Florida, and it does great on sand.
Oh.
Like does for how big and heavy it is. When I put that thing in 4-wheel drive, it's like it just floats across the sand. I don't know what is in with it. I even did it on the sand near the river over here, and I can bury the dually wheels, and I put it in 4-wheel drive, and the truck's like, whoosh, and
just, dude. So I had that. So last year we had some snow and ice between Bartlesville and Tulsa, and
right. What's that town that I got pulled over in? Where that
Ramona,
fucking asshole of a cop,
Ramona. Yeah. So
yeah,
I had some snow and ice to deal with, and I'm like, I knew the dually, which I actually had the Denali on the scales here recently. It's 8,900 pounds with me and everything in it. So
what's everything in it? Like bed empty, or you got tools and stuff?
No, bed empty. Like just, I think it was me, the wife, and the truck, and
just your Vito Pro Pack.
Maybe a half tank of fuel. I don't know, but it was 8,900 pounds on the scale. I was like, holy crap! So I'm driving into town, and I'm like, we're trucking along. I'm like, yeah, I got some mud bogs on there. And we're humming down the highway. I was like, yeah, this is great, man. Fuck some snow. Whatever. That snow got deeper, and that front end pushes like a damn skid steer. It don't turn. So I didn't have it in 4-wheel drive until I got closer to work, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it in 4-wheel drive. Well, the whole slogan of when in doubt, throttle out plays heavily in the diesel community. Put that dude in 4-wheel drive, and if she ain't turning, get them tires a burning, because that's the only way you're going to steer.
Yeah.
You've got to get those front tires to dig.
Which is your truck manual shift? I can't remember. Do you shift it manually into 4, or do you click, is it electronic?
No, it's electronic.
Okay. Because mine's manual. I have to put it in 4, and I still have to go out and lock my hubs on mine.
Oh well, mine's all electronic. It's electronic.
Which that's
lockers,
how Chevrolet GMC's been, or I should say Duramax. That's how Duramax has always been.
Well, and then you've got, of course, you've always, if you're gonna, I think you have to go into neutral to shift even into 4-wheel high.
Yeah, put it into neutral, and then you have to shift your gearbox.
Yeah. But so you're now a contractor or a licensed contractor.
Yes.
You're you've got your own LLC going on.
Yep.
You've got your own place. You're making it yours, and I do believe that you're fixing to make someone a Jemison in 4 days. Are you not?
Yeah.
Finally decided to take that final commitment in life, huh?
Over a year ago.
It's
just been planning everything and getting it all going.
Right on. So none of y'all know this, but I'll admit to it because, rookie podcasting mistake. I dropped this question in the previous run at this. And so you're 4 days out from the second or the first biggest commitment of your life.
Yeah.
What's going through your head?
my business first, and then, sorry, my wife first, and then my business. Man, I don't know. Some people might feel the same way. I've been with her since I was 15, so we've been together so long. 18, we both moved in together. We spent a ton of time together in high school. And I don't know. I think it's just more, I just feel like it's more showman style.
Right.
It's just more show, she's dreamt of this since she was a baby or a little girl and all of that stuff. So I'm like, I'm all for it. I'm not going to deny her the happiness of getting to experience the wedding and everything and all that stuff that she wants. Right. It's funny. I was over at my dump truck driver's place and was talking to him about it. And he goes, I kind of was like, man, this wedding's expensive. I was, paying for everything. And I was like, we've had some help from family, right, but paying for some of this stuff, I'm like, man, this is expensive. Like in my head, my biggest setback is I can't enjoy the moment. I'm always on to the next and always pushing. Right. He goes, man, you could have just had it in the backyard and had no problem. And I was like, yeah, and both of these guys are older. And I said, we could have done that and I would have been all for it and I would have been perfectly fine with it. I said, but you got two options. I said, you could have had it in the backyard and you could have had her be upset the entire time and want to have this perfect wedding. I said, and then she's upset and always telling people, hey, we had our wedding in the backyard, whatever, We settled. Right. Or, she can say, hey, because we've been working within a budget. So at least she is still kind of like, hey, we've been sourcing a lot of stuff from whatever we can to kind of make it as cheap as reasonable, I should say. Oh, no. Not as cheap as possible. We're not doing CC's Pizza, but...
I fully understand that.
Right. But I told him, too, I was like, I said, this is the one time, I said, at least for me, this is going to be my one wedding that I have. This is probably going to be her one wedding that she has. Yep. And it's this one time, one period in our lives that she gets to walk down the aisle and do whatever. So... Yep. For me, I kind of was like, as much as it stresses me out with watching the numbers go through, and I'm just like, that's money that could be spent on a freaking car. I'm like, a cheap car, I should say. It's not like we're spending $80,000, or even 50, or even 30. But, I was like, or give her that perfect wedding and she's set. Yeah. And I was like, would you want to deal with her if you had to do that with your wives? And they're both married and they both kind of were like, because they're brothers. Right. And I told them that and they both kind of were like, they gave that like, well, I was like, yeah. Shut up.
No, man, I can tell you as someone that's done this twice, the first time around was kind of a quick thrown together, done with families and friends and like on the cheap and the down low. And like looking back, of course, I could give two flying fucks if that cunt was ever happy, because of how she did me. But the second time around, it was one of those things to where if somebody you really care about, then you're kind of like, you know what, fuck it. It's just money. I'm gonna make plenty more of it, and at the end of the day, she's gonna walk down the aisle. She's going to be fucking glowing. You're probably going to cry like a bitch. At least I hope you do.
I'm going to keep it together.
Bullshit. You're going to fall apart. I don't know. I'm calling it right now.
Depends on how drunk I get.
All right, we're gonna get him loaded beforehand, fellas. Just so you know, we're gonna if any of you other fuckers listen to this podcast, we've got to get him hammered. We need to see the crocodile tears.
Oh,
I can talk that shit because I had the crocodile tears at my wedding day. Okay, I
don't know.
I fucking bitch.
I don't know if you're using crocodile tears in the correct terminology.
Well, how would it? What's the other terminology?
Cro- just tears, I would say. I think crocodile tears is used in reference to like somebody who's fake. Like if they're crying,
No,
you're like,
no, crocodile tears are just like those big sobbing. You're just and they're just rolling down your cheeks. It's not the fake tears are just fake tears, bud.
I would Google it on my phone, but I don't want to. I don't want to mess up the camera angle.
Well, here I have my phone
I was gonna
free
say
because I'm
Google it. Google it really quick because I want to. I want to say
I'm pretty sure that crocodile tears are just like they're the uncontrollable sobbing like a little bitch crocodile tears. Crocodile tears meaning. There we go. Tears of expression of sorrow that are. Oh, okay. I stand corrected, sir. Tears of expressions of sorrow that are insincere.
what?
Yeah. All right. Well,
So am I gonna have crocodile tears?
no, I hope not. Fine. I hope you have legitimate, just large weeping tears. And you cry like a little bitch. How about that?
Crying. Just play me some Godsmack.
Oh my god.
We'll be all right.
Hold on a minute. You've got to narrow the Godsmack spectrum down here, okay? Which song? Because there's a couple of those that were featured in Natural Born Killers. So.
Crying like a bitch.
Is that the name of the song?
Is that? Did I say that wrong?
Maybe. I don't know.
I thought it was Godsmack. I'm not operating at 100% right now.
Right, yeah. This is
I thought Godsmack played "Crying Like a Bitch."
Let's see here.
I know the intro's like do 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 do.
Oh, it is.
Is it okay?
Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm probably going to copyright stricken.
Stricken is disturbed. Ah.
All right, well there you go. There's the intro, just so I don't have to pull down yet another podcast for illegitimate.
Yeah, because you're getting bigger. Let's do that. Let's see on the world of Sam and growing the podcast.
Yeah, so the world of Sam, we've upgraded to multi-camera angles. We have a legitimate soundboard. Our old soundboard is the backup now. We're seeking out guests. I have a major trying to think of a higher up ranking union official that has reached out to me to be on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He reached out to you.
Yeah. No, they reached out to me. They're out.
Do you tell him the union? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
You're like, clip this. Clip.
So
You gotta clip
this.
this.
So we did the pre-interview, and this is what has me concerned because they've gone radio silent since the pre-interview. So I always try and have a pre-interview with anyone that's going to be on the podcast or that I'm going to be on their podcast. And so we had the pre-interview, and I let them know that there were a couple of episodes that were union versus non-union, and that those were some of our more popular episodes. And they were like, "Oh, well, we haven't really listened to the podcast, blah blah blah." And I should say their podcasts, which they have a podcast which is Labor Lounge, and they've only got like 12 episodes or something out.
I'm all for, I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but I'll hate on the name. Labor Lounge doesn't sound.
So I'm not trying to pass any judgment here, but I will say that I find it interesting that every time they refer to the union, they refer to it as labor. And that's not right. in my opinion, that's not right. You are taking a term that goes across the board for anyone working in a blue-collar trade. You're taking that and saying that that is a union terminology. So I'm just saying, this is not hating on the union, but I have noticed in your podcast that is how you are framing things, and I really want to have you on the show, and I want to have a legitimate conversation with you. I'm not going to dog on the union. I'm not going to do any of that, but I do want to have conversation, not attacking, and I want you to do the same. We're just going to put that out there because
I guess since I'm not a host anymore, I can say it, but their name sucks. I mean, personally, I feel like their name sucks. I feel like they need to change Labor Lounge.
Listen, okay, so Living the Dream has been probably the hardest fucking name on the planet to grow. I'm gonna blame you for this, Mr. Jemison.
But it's a badass name.
But it has been great. So I had an episode, a couple of episodes previously, which was networking, not just social media. And I will say that in normal conversation with someone in person, Living the Dream has been the greatest icebreaker to talk about the podcast.
So
as far as promoting it and marketing it, there are so many motherfuckers on the planet. On the planet that have used Living the Dream that it makes it really hard to make us visible. Just saying.
So, do you remember? So, I think that this is once we got out of my kitchen table. Whenever our first episode, I still have. Oh, where is it? I thought I had it sitting.
Oh, it'd be great if you could show the original mic.
Let's see. What the heck? I thought I had it up there. I don't know what happened to it.
Oh, I'll find it because it was like a, what was it? Like Samsung something. You'll have to find it and send me a picture of it, and then we'll post it. Like, right.
Yeah, I have it. Man, I have it somewhere. I just don't want to. It was sitting up there. It might have got knocked down. It's probably hidden behind all this wedding decor that I've got sitting behind the camera.
That first episode was so bad.
It was horrible. Morgan was cooking dinner for us, and we were every bump in the table. You could hear the bumps in the table, and up there, see my.
Yeah. Yeah, your
but
Glock and book tripod are failing you.
I know. I have my phone sitting on a Glock case with books stacked up to hold my phone. I'll get I guess I have a more professional mount I can use. You remember my
Yeah.
I guess I could try to set my phone up on that.
We're not
this little deal.
Out, yeah.
But
I have the Teamer version of that I've been using. Honestly,
if you remember though, I think I said it whenever we graduated from those episodes and we moved into your garage and we got the table and we really started trying to build this into something a little bit more scalable instead of just three dudes that were just bullshitting for something on the weekend.
Right.
Kind of turn it into like, hey, this is this business idea that we have.
Right.
That we would be interested in growing. Because again, typically, if you look at statistics, it shows a podcast. Don't quote me if I remember from a couple of years ago. A podcast takes 5 to 7 years to really grow to a point that's actually decent enough to provide a stable income for the creator.
Yeah. At least in if you don't start off with an already notable name. So,
Yeah, meaning like a famous actor could start a podcast and they probably would be making money off of it right away.
Joe Vaughn, Mike Rowe, Jim Rogan.
Did you say Jim Rogan?
Oh, Rogan.
But I think if you remember, I think I said, I was like, living the dream is going to be awesome. I said, you're going to be able to talk about it to everybody, but it's going to take a long time and it's going to be very difficult to grow because of kind of the area that it's hitting. But it's hitting such a niche market. But the important part is, 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years later, you've stuck with it. You've done a fantastic job at keeping it afloat and reaching out to people and doing what you can where you can, and really devoted a lot of your time to it. And you're starting to, the fact that people are reaching out to you means you're doing something. The fact that you're having to take podcasts down means that you're doing something.
Yeah, at least noticing something.
Right, because it goes back to that age old deal.
Publicity is still publicity.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Well,
there's it goes back to the age old saying of, wow, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It goes back to that saying. Fuck, I just had a brain fart. I can't even think of it now. Yeah,
flatline.
Yeah. Wow. I don't even know what I was going to say. But you've done a really good job at devoting your time, and what you're starting to see is the fruition of all of the time and the energy and the effort that's been expelled. That's what I was going to say. If you ain't fucking up, you ain't doing something.
Oh yeah, no. If it's what is it? Shit. I know what you're saying, but it's like if you're in it. Well, there's the saying that if you're not cheating, are you even trying? So
right.
I guess if you're not fucking up, are you even doing anything? So yeah,
right.
Same.
Teachers got mad when I would pay people to do my homework. I mean, bitch, I was just subcontracting my schoolwork out.
That's right. We just subcontract your labor, okay?
Exactly.
No, it's been one of those things that it really has been great, and it has kind of made me narrow up the podcast to really kind of figure out, like, okay, what the fuck are we actually trying to do with this podcast? What is the purpose? Like, it started off as three dudes sitting around drinking beer, talking shit about work, and it's an opportunity for growth to really kind of shed some light on the blue collar trades. And that's what I've tried to do with the podcast, is take it to not a micro level, but we talk about the things that blue collar guys endure. You disappeared because your focus was on growing your career and gaining your contractor's license, and then it turned into buying a house, and then it turned into preparing for a wedding, and all of those things are part of the blue collar life, because we're just average Joes, no pun intended, and we're all trying to achieve that dream that we're all living. That's
what I've started to do with clients. As I meet new clients and stuff, they're always like, what's your number? What's your name? I'm like, Josiah. They're like, Josiah, and I'm like, hey, it's like, you want something real easy? And they're like, what? I was like, Plumber Joe.
There you go. Plumber Joe.
I'm going to get some stickers on my trucks and my vans and stuff that right below the window, I'm going to say, excuse me, it's going to say Plumber Joe. But honestly, I'm excited. I mean, the goal has always been to come back onto the podcast. I know this is this will be a little one-off deal, because I'm still growing. I'm still focusing on stuff. I'm trying to get all the expensive Milwaukee tools that I want, to really make sure that I'm honed up and ready to go. And then, I don't remember if I said this or on our previous run, but like, working capital is the hardest thing.
Cash flow was the hardest thing that you were talking about managing.
So cash flow, working capital, and I should say that they interchange with each other. Cash flow, so I come from a new construction background. I worked in the service industry, in terms of plumbing here in Oklahoma. I did that for about 2 years. Personally, I mean, I feel like service is kind of service. I understand a lot. Um, done a lot on those houses. But
Just a little rabbit trail here or a beer thought. We never did the Weekend with Joe episode, and that kind of I'm a
we
little
didn't.
bummed about that one.
Hey, we've got plenty. We've got plenty of time because whenever I have a big job come up, I'm sure there's going to be a way to work
There
in,
you go. We'll work
you
it in
know,
somehow.
work it in somehow.
Okay, so
Um,
carry on. Sorry.
no, you're good. Pure thought, man. It has
Right?
been forever since
I'm
I've been
telling
on
you.
here. Um, but I would say like the issue I ran into is like I had 5 jobs going on at once, and so with it just being me, you know, those 5 jobs, trying to take care of it, buying parts, buying everything, and it's not like this shit's cheap, you know. If I've got, just to keep numbers simple, if I've got 5 jobs and I spend $1,000 on each of them, and I only have $6,000, I'm down to my last 1,000. Well, I still have to, shit, shower, and shave off of that $1,000 because that's the money I'm using.
Right.
Sure, there's going to be a lot of people that say, well, you could go to the bank, you could get a loan, that could help you with your cash flow, blah, blah. Okay, number one, Dave Ramsey would hurt me. Number two, I don't necessarily like being in debt, so I keep my day job while I'm still doing all that stuff. So
Right,
yes, I'm
right.
working more, but that's the cash flow part that I run into. It's just really realizing sometimes it's like when you do a job, it's like all of a sudden you might have to have an initial investment of X amount of money, and you're like, whoa, and you won't see that money for the duration of how long the job is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'll throw this one out there. So this will be a twofold thing. So I went and ventured onto the Snap-on truck. Didn't spend any money today because I keep going on there thinking that maybe someday there'll be an affordable tool on there that I just have to have. That's
Right.
still not happened. But regardless, so I got on there and he was like, it's real funny. So there's a payroll deduct option whenever you go onto the Snap-on truck that you can have that deduct.
Pull it straight out of your check.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So you can do the payroll deduct. And he's like, he goes, it's real funny. He goes, they take the money from you right away and they pay me in 90 days. So that's kind of, you were talking about your cash flow there.
That's a little
oof. Yeah.
They 90 days, so
Yeah.
they let it collect interest and then they pay them.
Well, it's 90 days, whatever. Regardless, net 90, net 45, whatever you want to do as far as your accounting aspect goes. But like you were talking about, you've got, 5 jobs going all at the same time. This is another episode that I was actually planning on recording tonight, just solo, is mental fatigue.
Yes.
And that's something. So you stick around for a later episode. We won't go into it tonight, but maybe this is something that Joe could chime in on during that episode as well. But mental fatigue is something that comes into play a lot with the blue collar realm as well, especially when you get into leadership.
You're looking at it right now.
Ownership. Yeah. Yeah. That scraggly redheaded fellow on the other screen over there is the mental fatigue. But that's something too that a lot of people don't really talk about in the blue collar realm. Yes, it's hard work. Yes, there is physical fatigue, but nobody really talks about the mental aspect of it and how much it drains you trying to manage the 5 jobs or making sure that you have the money in order to pay your subcontractors or your employees.
The same trucker, because he's known me since I was in diapers. He was previous from today. He told me one time I was talking to him about stuff, and he goes, you realize the work's easy. He goes, you realize all the work. He goes, the work that you do. He goes, whether it seems difficult, whether you've got some intricate deal that you've got to piece together and think through and make sure it's all nice and pretty, whatever. He goes, all that shit's easy. He goes, actually thinking about making sure the stuff gets paid and organizing and looking through. He goes, that's where your brain really starts to you start losing your mind a little bit. And it's really difficult to, be the guy that puts everything. It's really difficult to do and when I say labor intensive, I should say a technically labor intensive job. Like I just did one Monday. I didn't complete it all the way. I left the guys, not for me personally, for the day job that I work for.
Right.
But they've got, we actually pulled an old boiler out of a mechanical room.
Oh, wow.
That was running off of steam and heating for hot water and everything. So we actually had to cut the boiler in two pieces and actually get it, haul it out. And then we installed the new part, which is basically the easiest way I can explain it is it's like an instant hot water heater that you would put in place of like a 40-gallon hot water tank.
Okay.
So we took, and I can send you some pictures of this if you want to post them.
Sure.
I don't have any of the big boiler because when we got in there, we just got right to work.
Right.
But I have pictures of the new system, and basically you've got cold water that goes in one side, hot water that comes out of the other side, and then you actually have steam that comes in the back side. And it's, in comparison to a massive boiler that you would have, these things are a quarter of the size in comparison.
And they accomplish the same work.
Accomplish the same work, but more efficiently too.
Oh, right on.
So it was a pretty legit system. I was excited to put it in, but I had some other stuff I had to take care of. So I was like, hey, I've got to bounce. I wanted to make sure I stayed because the physical labor part of, actually getting the boiler out, cutting it. Nobody had a oxyacetylene torch. So we went and bought grinding blades and had to grind all the way down to basically cut it open.
Oh my
That was absolutely horrible. I never want to do that again. I will be hauling around an oxyacetylene torch when I work for myself. But, lo and behold, we got it done. It took, I should say, on each half of the boiler, it took 5 people to maneuver and wiggle this thing around and lay it on and basically just set the end of it on a pallet jack so we could just all push it and just to kind of wiggle it out of the boiler room. And then we had to use a forklift to pick it up and haul it off.
Wow.
And we had to do that twice. And then I should say the new ones were also, they were equally as heavy. They're smaller, but they're still equally as heavy.
Everything's condensed. It's still there. It's
yes.
Smaller and smaller package.
But that's the deal is it's all of that labor stuff. That was easy. Sure, I was like tired from doing that, but I'm able to, I was able to jump in the van and go take care of the other stuff that I needed to. And then I'm still able to go home and be like, oh man, I worked hard today. Oh honey, I worked hard today, but if I'm out there and it's like, oh, I've got this crazy difficult problem that I've got to solve.
Right.
And I'm thinking about it and I'm figuring out how I got to do it and I'm getting the parts and I'm solving this issue that takes me, let's say someone's got, trying to think of something difficult that's like if I'm in a boiler room inside a hospital and we're trying to figure out why the boiler system's not filling or there's a backflow that's messed up or finding a leak and tracing it and doing all this work that's like looking and searching and finding, that stuff is mentally taxing.
Yeah.
And after doing stuff like that, having to immediately jump and be like, all right, here's my QuickBooks. Did I send the invoices out? Did I do this? I just got a call today and they were like, hey, you double invoiced and we double paid, so we need our money back.
Oof.
And I'm kind of like, cool. So if I send you a due on receipt or a net 30, you guys will pay me either. So it looks like it's going to be a net 90 before you guys get your money back. So, nothing against them, but whenever you're working with those, whenever they're coming after you for something that's less than $2,000, you're kind of like, well, I understand you want your numbers to look good, but you're a Berkshire Hathaway company. So
right.
I'm the little guy.
Yeah.
So can you hear that every time I'm drinking? I'm worried you're going to have to edit that out.
Nah, it'll be fine. It's no big deal.
It's like every time I swallow.
It's not like or anything like that. So you're good.
Okay. I mean, I'm not self-conscious about the way my pee smells, but I'm
Whoa.
self-conscious about the gulping sound, you know,
Yeah,
because if this is a blue collar podcast, we've got some guys on here that might,
Yeah, you don't want to.
you
You don't
know.
want to get anybody excited about his swallowing capabilities. All right. Well, so Joe, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast, and it's great to have you back. And I look forward to having you more in the future, especially with the new technology and the capabilities that we have to reach out.
I think that was the biggest issue was you know, I'm not driving, you know, an hour and a half to go out there to record once a week. I mean,
right, to record once a week for an hour or something like that.
You
So
know.
we have the capability now. We can reach out over many, many miles. And, you know, so we've got, obviously, I'm trying to reach out to Pennsylvania. I can obviously reach out to where you are. So we'll have more of these episodes, and stick around for a future episode on the mental fatigue of the blue-collar world. And this has been Living the Dream Podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Josiah.
And we'll see y'all next week. If you're late, you're lost.